Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and it's so lovely to have you here practicing with me. Today we'll go through a fun and energizing flow, and we can start our practice at the top of the mat. So you can come and stand around hip width distance apart at the top of the mat, grounding down through the feet, making sure you can feel all four corners of the feet. We can roll the shoulders back, pulling the shoulder blades closer to each other behind the back, and then dropping the arms by your sides as you start to settle here into your body, into the present moment. You can take a deeper breath in through the nose, starting to really fill up the lungs fully. And then exhale through the nose. Take another inhale like that, feeling the rib cages expand. And exhale out. Take one final big inhale in through the nose. Fill the lungs up entirely. And once you reach the very top, see if you can sip in a little bit more air. And then open the mouth, sigh the air out. Beautiful. We'll start moving, sweeping our arms up overhead as we inhale. And then exhale, we fold over the legs. As we inhale, we lengthen through the spine, gazing forward. Long spine, long back of the neck. Exhale, fold over again. Then coming all the way back up to standing, sweep the arms overhead, inhale, and then exhale, folding over the legs again. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rooting down through the feet, we inhale, the arms come up, lengthen, and then exhale. Final round, we dive forward, fold over the legs. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, fold over. Good. We rise one last time. Inhale, the arms sweep up. And now see if you can come all the way up onto your tiptoes and find your balance here. Gently tucking the pelvis and not allowing the ribs to flare. Inhale, reach up. And then as we exhale, we start to bend through the knees. Still staying on the tiptoes, see if you can bring your hips to meet the heels. Bringing the hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. And exhale, we fold over the legs. Lengthen as you inhale, gazing forward. Then plant your hands onto the mat. We step the right foot back behind us, and you can bring the right knee to meet the mat. Inhale, the arms come up. The hips sink a little bit lower. Good. Inhale here for length. And then we drop the left hand down onto the back thigh and reach the right arm up. Finding a bit of a back bend here. Opening for the left shoulder, for the chest. And then as we exhale, we come forward, moving the weight back. Right hand meets the mat, left arm reaches forward as we straighten out through the left leg. Twisting, lengthening. You can gaze up towards the left hand. Inhale. And then as we exhale, the left hand comes down and we bend through the left knee. Now we start to walk the left foot over to the left side of the mat. You can bring the right knee off the mat, finding a lizard pose, and we gently sway back and forth a few times. Beautiful. Opening up through the hip. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to turn through the right towards the back of the mat, finding a skandasana. The right elbow can come to meet the right inside of the knee, hands come to heart center. Alternatively, you can rest your hands on the mat or on the ground, on the floor, and also lift the right heel up if that makes it a little bit more accessible. We inhale here. And then as we exhale, we rise up, finding a warrior two at the top of the mat. Left knee bends towards the left toes. Arms pointing to the top and the back of the mat. Inhale here. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. We reach forward as we next inhale. And then reversing the warrior, exhale. Come back through center, flowing through center. We reach our left fingertips towards the top of the mat and lift the right leg off the mat. Coming into a half moon pose. Resting your fingertips on the mat, reach the right leg up, reach the right arm up, flexing through the ankle. Take an inhale. And then we gently, with control, tap the right foot down onto the mat. You can bring both hands down. The right toes are tucked as we sweep the left leg up into a three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, you can bend through the knee, opening through the hip. Maybe staying here. If you want to go a little bit further, you can drop the left foot ball of the foot behind you, finding a wild thing. Open up through the chest, push the hips up. For just one more inhale. And then finding your way through center, left hand comes onto the mat. We kick the left leg all the way to the right side. Now we reach the right arm up, coming into a fallen triangle. Long line from the left wrist to the right fingertips. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you can sit down all the way onto the mat. So now we're facing the back corner of the mat. Lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, you can fold into a forward fold. Good. Find length in the lower back. Length in the back of the neck. We inhale. And then as you exhale, you can come all the way back up. We grab our left leg, cross the left ankle over the right knee. You can either keep it there, or if you want to bring it all the way up to the right thigh, you can do that, maybe coming into a bind here. This is optional. You can also keep the left ankle crossed over the right knee. And then we fold over, perhaps grabbing the right toes with the right hand. Beautiful. Breathing here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, undoing the bind if you were there. The left ankle stays on top of the right knee. We bend the right knee, placing your hands right behind the sitting bones. We lift the hips up from here, pushing down through the right heel, through the hands. The hips push up, the neck can stay long, and see if you can push the left knee closer to the mat. Take an inhale, and then sitting back down as you exhale, we take our hands through the left side and turn all the way up into a variation of a downward facing dog. So the left ankle is still crossed over the right knee. We inhale here, perhaps gently bending the right knee so you can find a stretch in the left glute. Beautiful. Then we start to move forward, now dropping the left knee close to the left wrist and then sliding the right leg back. Coming into a pigeon pose, we inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then find your way into your pigeon, folding over the left leg. We take 3 deep breaths here. Returning back into the body. If you lost that presence for a moment. And then final inhale in through the nose. And then as we exhale, you can plant both hands back onto the mat, tuck the right toes under, and then step back into a downward facing dog. We take a full inhale here, in through the nose, and exhale out. We then come onto our tiptoes, inhale. Exhale, bend through the knees, and then you can either step or hop all the way back to the top of the mat. We inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands onto the mat. Left leg steps back, left knee plants down, And we inhale, coming into that low lunge. Lengthen as you inhale. And then as we exhale, the right hand drops down behind the left thigh. Left arm reaches up, opening up into that gentle back bend. You can also always keep your right hand on the lower back here, if otherwise the back bend is a bit too intense. Inhale. And then the left hand drops down as we move the hips back. Right leg straightens out, right arm reaches up, and you can also gaze up if the balance is there. Lengthen through the spine, through both arms. One more inhale. And then exhale, the right hand sweeps down. We walk our right foot towards the right top corner of the mat, bending through the knee. Then tuck the left toes under. We find our lizard. Knee lifted. And you can find that swaying movement back and forth, finding a bit of movement in the hip, creating a bit of space there. Take an inhale. And then we start to turn back towards the back of the mat through the left side. Left knee bends, left elbow comes to the inside of the left knee. We find our Skandasana. You can find any variation you like here. Many are available. Well done. Take one more inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to push up, finding warrior two. Open the arms out to the sides. Bending through the right knee, guiding it towards the right toes. Inhale. And then drop a little bit deeper as you exhale. With our inhale, reach forward. Reversing the warrior, left hand drops down, right arm reaches up. And then we move back through center. We reach the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. The left leg lifts up as we find our half moon. Left leg is engaged all the way from the hip to the ankle. The ankle can be flexed. Take an inhale here. And then as we exhale, we gently bring the left foot back onto the mat. Both hands down, tucking the left toes under. We sweep the right leg off the mat into a three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, bend through the knee, open through the hip. Perhaps dropping all the way into a wild thing. The hips lift up, chest opens, we reach over with the right arm. Inhale, and then we start to find our way back through center. Both hands come down, we hug the right knee in towards the chest, and then kick it over to the left side. Right hand grounds as we reach the left arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, we sit down, now facing the back corner of the mat. You can lengthen through the spine as you inhale, finding your sitting bones. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Taking a few breaths to lengthen the lower back, to take a breather. Final cycle of breath, we inhale in. And then with our exhale, we start to roll the spine back up. Now, keeping the left leg pointing towards the back of the mat, the right knee bends. You can place the ankle over the left knee or bring it all the way to the thigh. Perhaps coming into that bind, that's optional. So perhaps grabbing the big toe or the foot with your right hand. Then the left hand reaches towards the left toes. You can also grab the ankle, the shin, wherever you can reach. Finding space in the back of the left leg, maybe a stretch in the right side of the hip. Inhale. And then we undo that twist, that bind. You can move the right ankle towards the knee if it was a little bit higher up. We bend through the left knee, planting your hands right beside or behind the sitting bones. Lift the hips up. Keeping the right ankle flexed, it really keeps you with control. Press the left foot down, press both hands down, pushing away from the mat. Inhale, and then sit back down as you exhale. Now we circle round through the right side, plant both hands down, and then flip over into that variation of a downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. And exhale, maybe bend through the left knee, finding a bit of a stretch for the hips. Good. We then start to move forward. The right knee drops behind the right wrist as we find our pigeon pose. Left leg slides back. Inhale, lengthen through the spine here. And then exhale, fold over the leg. Return to your breath as we take a few cycles of breath here, stretching into the hips. Finding presence in your body, in your breath. Final deep inhale in. And then as you exhale, you can come back onto the palms, tuck the left toes under, and find a downward facing dog. Well done. Lengthen through the spine, reaching the sitting bones towards the sky. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you can drop your knees onto the mat and sit over your heels. Resting your hands on your lap, find a long spine, rolling the shoulders back, and then simply dropping into stillness here. See if you can find that still place without fidgeting, without fixing anything or moving around at all. Just letting everything be. So that you can simply be with what is right now. Whatever is happening in the body, whatever is happening through the mind, just being. You can take as long as you like here, finding stillness and silence with yourself on your mat, as long as it feels good. Maybe transitioning into a meditation practice if you like, or if you want to finish your practice here with me. You can, whenever you feel ready, bring your hands to heart center, expressing gratitude for the movement, for our bodies, for the presence. We'll take one final inhale, in through the nose, inhale the lungs up fully, and taking that final sip in, and then open the mouth, sigh the air out. When you feel ready, you can bow your head towards the hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm here every Thursday. I'm here every week with a new video. So if you do enjoy practicing with me, please subscribe to my channel so then you get notified every time there's a new practice. I really hope I see you here next week too. Thank you.